Hi class, welcome to week 5. In this video I'm going to talk about week 5, but I'm also going to talk about week 6 a little bit so you can prepare because that one is a busier week. First of all, you have your first exam this week. As you can see, here's your exam information. There are no essays. I do not give study guides. What I would recommend is every chapter you have an outline here of your learning objectives. I would use those as your study guide to inform you on whether you understand the key concepts or you don't. You can also go back into Learn Smarts and you can do something called recharge. You can also see kind of areas that you missed. And so if you're not sure about how to do that, I would go back to that orientation video that I gave you. In there is a video on how to run reports and how to recharge and how to see areas that you need to work on. And so that might prove really effective for you. On the exam, keep in mind you have about a minute a question. So you do not have to schedule these or have them proctored, but you only have a minute a question. And so if you approach the exam with the idea that you can look everything up, you won't pass the test. And so keep that in mind. Let's go back in here into weekly folders. So this week what you're doing is you have your first exam. You're going to finish Eat Clean, Live Dirty. This week you're contributing, each person's contributing their questions. And let's go on to week 6. So week 6 is a big week, and so it's open, it's ready to go for you. I want to make sure that you have all the time that you need. First of all, there's something I want to point out. You'll notice that your Learn Smart is not due till Sunday. I changed this because what you're going to find is your first portion of your discussion board and the You Want Me to Do What assignment both due by Wednesday. And so in order to make this a more achievable week, I moved your Learn Smart to Sunday. This is the only week that will happen in, but I didn't want to pile too many things on you at one time. Okay, so let's talk about these two things. For your Fed Up No Sugar discussion board, what you're going to do is you're going to watch a documentary called Fed Up. You can access it here. You need to access it through the library. Here's additional instructions in case you have a problem accessing it. Please keep in mind, if you can't access it, it is up to you to access it. So make sure that you can and that you have access to the library in order to do that. You do not have to go into the library, but you want to be sure that you're on top of your ability to do this. So you are going to watch this video and then you are going to participate in a team discussion. And so here you will find your team discussion. Let's go into Teams. Let's go to Team 1 because it'll just be super easy. And let's go to that discussion board. Okay, so as you can see here, your original post with its 20 points, I really want you to think about these questions. What did you learn in the documentary? What guides you in thinking about the way we consume sugar in our diet? When you are watching the documentary and you're completing this discussion board, you're also completing your No Sugar journal, which I'll talk about in a second, which I think will really help you because when you completely cut sugar out of your diet, you're going to see how much sugar that you eat. And so these are the questions here that I really want you to reflect on for your team discussion board. In addition, you will have peer responses due by Sunday, and so you can see down here your 2 due dates, and so you need to respond to at least 2 of your peers. Remember, with discussion boards there is no late work, and so if you miss the original post you won't get credit for it even if you participate, and so don't lose those points. Let's go back into the weekly folder, and so we can talk about your other aspect of oh, sorry about that. So you want me to do what? So what the point of this assignment is, and also for journals, for discussion boards, do not upload Word documents. No one likes to open Word documents. That's the whole point, that you can just see it. So please do not use those. For your No Sugar assignment, you are going to cut all added sugar out of your diet for 3 days. You need to plan for this and you need to think about this. If you just plan to start on Monday and do no sugar and you eat a highly processed food diet, you're not going to find anything to eat. You need to put a little bit of thought into what you're going to eat, where you're going to get food sources. Okay, you are going to record this in NutriCalc. You will turn that in with your journal. In addition, you need to outline all of the sugar that you ate from outside sources. And what I mean by that is you don't have to outline fruit, you don't have to outline vegetables. Pretty much everything past that is an added sugar. So honey, agave, sugar in your bread, sugar in your, all of that. Now, but the goal is not for you just to document what you're eating. You are cutting those things out. So I also realize, for example, bread, there's pretty much no bread made without sugar, at least a little bit. So you may have to rely on eating some sandwiches. So that I would consider unavoidable. And so that's where you want to make sure that you are outlining what you found unavoidable. You do not have to talk about milk sugar. Now, if you're eating a yogurt, most yogurt has added sugar in it and it has lactose. So the sugar you see listed there is added sugar. That would be a no. But milk, for example, says it has sugar in it, but it doesn't have any added sugar. It just has lactose. So you do not need to include that. Okay, so really kind of put some thought into this. This is due by Wednesday on the 20th along with your original post. And the idea is that when you're doing your original post in your discussion board, some of what you want me to do assignment is informing that original post. And that's why these are both due at the same time. And this is also why you might want to get a jump on this week a little bit. All right, well, you're set kind of for the next 2 weeks. Please let me know if you have questions.